Virginia game? More confident, less confident, the same? What's your mindset?
Personally, I think we should be more confident. In my 4 years, that was the best we played Virginia, offensively and defensively, and I think we did well enough to win the game. We just we fell short.
Now that Virginia's over, do you look forward to playing somebody like Florida State now that'll get up and down the floor again?
Absolutely. That's what we try to do. Playing Virginia, they control the pace, they slow the game down, they try to get as less positions as possible. We play every game different. We prepare for every team completely different than the team before. We try to work on what they do, bad, and try to improve on it. We already played Florida State one time, so I think that would definitely help us to understand what we did right and what we did wrong. So it should be a different game than Virginia for sure.
What did it feel like to win that game the first time? When you go down to Florida State, you all didn't have necessarily a big win to that point, and you get one on the road.
I said it before. Any SEC road win is crucial for your resume, especially a team like Florida State. I mean, they're a really talented team. They have good players in every single position, point guard all the way to the centers. The first game was a battle to the wire, and we came up with a victory. And I mean, it felt great to go down to Florida and get the win. And good thing we're gonna have them back here, and hopefully we can sweep them and move on to our next game.
They're one of the few teams that can.
About yourselves in the second half of that game at Florida State.
You learn something about yourself every game. But in Florida State, it was the first time we closed the game the way we should have. Even though it wasn't pretty, but we still did it. You learn from your mistakes, and earlier in the season we kind of blew a lead at Purdue, and good thing we didn't do the same thing in Florida State. So I think we definitely did.
They're one of the few teams that can match you height-wise. What does that change in terms of your all's game plan going up against a team with that kind of size?
I mean, it changes everything from wall screen coverage to press to even our offense and the way we run it. Even matchup. Sometimes when you play Notre Dame, you play with four guards. You depend on Wayne at the four, but when you play a team that play with 2 7-footers or 2 big guys, you're probably gonna have to have bigger guys on the floor. It's gonna be a completely different game plan. I mean, it's different.
How
Which
important?
team
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go Russ. Go ahead, Russ.
Yeah. How important are these next 5? You got 4 of the next 5 at home, plus a trip to Pittsburgh. How crucial is that going to be to how you finish the season?
As soon as we lost to Virginia, as soon as we went back to the locker room, there was no time to cry about it at all. And all the DP said was, we need to win the next 5 games. Moving on to the, it's tough. It's definitely tough in SEC especially. But we need to get all those 5 games before we go out to Duke and come back to Carolina here, because there's going to be really tough games as well. But our sides are focused on winning the next 5 games.
Honest, you talked about how big of a win that was for you guys at Florida State. Do you anticipate them kind of throwing everything in the kitchen sink at you guys, just trying to salvage the series?
Absolutely. I mean, I think about the same thing when we think about Virginia. We talk about them coming back here, and it's the same thing. We have grudge against them because they beat us the first time, so I believe they probably have the same thing against us in Florida State.
How much do you feel like these next 3 over the next 6 days really will kind of help you with the second half stretch?
It's February. We got 2 more months of regular season, so every team in the country starts to open up a notch, and everyone takes it to the next level. And I think the next week, especially, is going to determine where we can go as far as the March comes around. And we need to take the next step. We developed our offense really well, we passed the ball really well, and our defense is starting to sharpen up, and our freshmen are starting to get the hang of scouting. And I think the next couple of weeks are going to determine how far can we grow before March comes.
With March starting to come up, do you guys ever peek at the standings and see how things are starting to line up?
I haven't personally, but I don't know what the rest of the guys.
Honest David said a couple days ago that in his prime he might be able to beat you one-on-one. Get into your body a little bit, be physical with you. How do you think you two would match up? And as a follow-up, have you watched tape of him when he played?
I'll just let him shoot the ball and rebound. But I mean, he did teach me a lot in the last 4 years, and he watched me all the time, and I think he knows exactly the way I play. So it wouldn't be fair because I haven't seen him as much as he has seen me. But I think I'm definitely a lot more athletic than him, and I'll play him that. So we'll see. I'll try to play him after the season's over.
How do you feel about your place in the rotation now, the way he's shuffling players in and out?
I think David is doing a great job. Every game is not going to be the same that the game before. Just like I mentioned, matchups are completely different. The way me, Malik, and Ray have been playing lately is actually perfect for our team because earlier in the season, me and Ray would start and then get in foul trouble in the first 4 minutes, and then end of the game. It's kind of tough to keep me and him on the floor at the same time. I think we've been doing a lot better talking about that, and also our guards have been helping us a lot. Playing defense, not getting beat by a lot. So it's definitely we're getting a lot better production out of Malik when he starts. I think the confidence level for him is a lot higher when he starts. I mean, at the end of the day, as long as everyone gives it 100%, I don't really care what I play.
Honest, you'll be wearing new patch tomorrow on the jerseys.
Yes.
Can you tell us where
Yes.
Can you tell us where the idea came from?
David is really he does not say anything about his life to us. Well, outside of basketball, he's really quiet. When you talk about someone being professional, he does not say anything about what's going on with his personal life at all. And when somebody came to me and DA and Q and told us about what was going on in his life, and our first thought was we're gonna go to him first because we didn't know if he was okay with it or not. And we went and met with DP for about 2 minutes after practice, and we told him that somebody told us. He tried to figure out who it was, but we didn't tell him. And then we asked him if he would mind if we can do something for him and his family, and he didn't. And then we took the next step. We went to Benny, asked him if it was even possible. I had no idea if it's possible or not, and then Mr. Kenny worked on it and figured it out.
Where do you feel like this team, personality-wise, has grown since the beginning of January?
DP always tells us that we need to develop an edge, especially on the defensive end of the court. I think we're not 100% where he wants us to be, but we are getting there. We saw it a little bit in flashes in Virginia, how sometimes in the last 15 seconds our defense even picks up a little harder than earlier in the shot clock. I guess it's the edge of playing not mad, but playing with more emotion is what we're trying to develop coming up. And it's hard for me because I'm very, I'm very laid back person, but people have to change, and I think even personally, I'm doing a lot better job.
What do you feel like that was? Maybe, do you think it had to do maybe with some of the events, or just this team had to learn how to play under David and develop that edge?
You can't control the events that happened before the season started, so I wouldn't say it's the events, but I think it's just a matter of us getting together and understanding how we can play with each other, understanding how, personally each other's weaknesses and strength, and how we can get that together and put it together as a team. That was just a matter of time for us playing together, and then under David, I think he's doing a great job of manifesting that.
Let us go with ready for practice.
Thank you.
Thank you.